Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining Lewis University's television network. Today is Thursday, September 26, 2024. I'm Brandon Najera.
And I'm Francesca Corso.
And we begin with our top national and international stories. New York Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted on 5 federal charges related to bribery, wire fraud, conspiracy, and soliciting campaign contributors from foreign nationals. The 57-page indictment outlines alleged illegal actions dating back to 2014 when he was the Brooklyn Borough president. These charges come after a months-long federal investigation into campaign fundraising violations and foreign influence. Adams has previously denied any wrongdoings. He reiterated that claim Thursday and said he would fight any charges. Investigators also executed a search warrant at Adams' home Thursday morning. Sources familiar with the case say Adams is expected to have several days to turn himself in. The 64-year-old could face 45 years behind bars if convicted on all charges.
A suspect is in custody after a bomb went off in a courthouse in Santa Maria, California on Wednesday morning. A court official says the suspect allegedly threw a bag with a bomb in it in front of the arraignment courtroom inside the Superior Court complex. Police and emergency personnel converged on the complex afterward. Santa Maria authorities also called for lockdowns of the city buildings as a precaution, including City Hall and the Finance Department. So far, there are no reports of injuries, and there is no word on a motive.
Crews were still working early Wednesday morning to put out a massive fire that erupted at a vacant elementary school in Silver Spring, Maryland. The fire started Thursday evening around 9 p.m., and crews continued to battle the blaze overnight. The school was engulfed in flames Wednesday morning with heavy plumes of smoke pouring from the building. 80 firefighters were on the scene working to extinguish the blaze. Sources say the school was set to be demolished. No injuries were reported, and the cause of the fire is under investigation.
2 passengers were injured on a United Airlines flight last week after the pilots responded to an onboard mid-air collision system warning. The flight had departed from Newark, New Jersey, and the incident happened when the flight was about 70 miles north of its destination, which was San Francisco. The flight was at 31,000 feet when the FAA says the pilots responded to a traffic collision avoidance system resolution advisory. Those advisories are treated as an extreme warnings of a possible collision, and the pilots are required to act immediately. Flight data showed 2 other flights were within 3,000 feet below the United flight. 1 passenger received serious injuries and another received minor injuries. United says the seatbelt sign was on at the time of the incident, and one of those injured passengers was out of their seat.
A New York man has died from a listeria infection tied to recalled deli meat from Boar's Head. That makes the 10th death in the outbreak that has seen 59 people hospitalized in 19 states. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention says it's likely much larger. That's because it can take up to 10 weeks for symptoms to begin. Also, many people recover without being tested for the bacteria. Boar's Head has taken a number of steps as it tries to recover from the outbreak. The company discontinued all of its liver rust products. It's also permanently closed the Virginia plant where the meat was contaminated. Up next, we will have your local news.
And later, we will have your entertainment and sports news.
So many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
What are you looking for?
Yesterday, a ribbon-cutting ceremony commemorated the opening of the first ever passenger lounge at Midway Airport. Club MDW is a lounge open to passengers of all airlines and classes. It's located between concourses A and B and offers ticket holders food, drinks, and a more comfortable environment. Anyone with a boarding pass can purchase a daily ticket for $50. The lounge officially opened today, September 25th at 4 a.m.
An ex-Chicago police officer who was a former national TV pundit on policing is now charged with impersonating a federal agent in Texas. After leaving the Chicago Police Department, Demetri Roberts appeared on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, and CBS News to offer his insight on police misconduct and proper law enforcement procedures. Last week, Roberts was arrested in Central Texas on a charge of impersonating a U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration agent after a bizarre encounter in a vape shop. Roberts approached a person at a vape shop and asked for his ID before deeming them to be underage and taking their driver's license. The next day, Roberts showed up at the person's home saying he was an undercover DEA agent who had been watching him for the past day. Roberts faces a felony count of police impersonation and a misdemeanor assault charge. He was released in lieu of bail.
3 people were shot inside a bar in Joliet early Sunday morning. The shooting happened at Eden's Bar and Grill, located on 926 Gardner Avenue at around 1:25 a.m. Police found 3 people wounded inside the bar and began offering medical assistance to the victims while the paramedics arrived. The victims of the shooting were a 29-year-old man who received 3 shots on his lower body, a 31-year-old woman who was shot in the ankle, and a 25-year-old woman who was shot in her right leg. All 3 victims were transferred to the nearest hospitals as soon as possible. Fortunately, authorities stated that the victims' gunshot wounds were non-life-threatening.
FBI agents are investigating the robbery of an ATM technician outside of a bank in Naperville. The robbery happened Tuesday morning just after 11 a.m. outside a Bank of America where the ATM technician was performing maintenance. 3 individuals approached in a silver Nissan Altima and stole the money from the ATM. Officials say the suspects never implied that they had any form of weapon. However, one of the suspects physically assaulted the technician and verbally demanded the money. Bank of America was able to capture the robbery on footage, but the suspects are yet to be found.
The FBI is offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of 2 carjacking suspects. The suspects, known to be Javon, JJ, Stingley, and Gary Lilburd Llewellyn, are wanted for carjacking charges since 2023. According to authorities, Stingley is wanted for stealing a vehicle to travel to Dalton in 2023 and trying to steal a Dodge Challenger. He was also accused of stealing a firearm from another victim at gunpoint the same day. Llewellyn is also wanted in connection with a violent carjacking back in April of 2023, as well as carjacking a 2022 Dodge Challenger. Authorities said both men are armed and dangerous. When we return, we will have your entertainment news. Stay with us.
Kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Hi, I'm Christian Kluber with your weekly entertainment news. Macklemore has been dropped from a Las Vegas music festival days after he made an anti-America remark during a pro-Palestine festival. The Grammy Award-winning artist, whose real name is Ben Haggerty, was announced as a headliner last week for the inaugural Neon Festival, set to take place late November. But on Tuesdays, the festival's organizers announced on social media that the artist will no longer be performing due to, quote, unforeseen circumstances. The festival didn't say why Macklemore was dropped, but the decision comes days after he drew criticism for his controversial remarks about America during a concert to benefit Palestinian civilians. Macklemore has been made a vocal supporter of Palestine in the past and has criticized U.S. leaders for the country's support of Israel. Disney is officially cracking down on password and account sharing. This week, the company rolled out its paid sharing program to users in many regions around the world, including the U.S. According to a Disney blog post published on Wednesday, Disney Account Plus Basic member holders will be able to add an extra user for $69.99 per month. For Disney Plus premium accounts, adding a user will cost an extra $99.99 a month. Only one extra member will be allowed per account, and it's not available as part of the Disney bundle. The company said it will monitor things like subscription activity, linked devices, and internet connection. Lady Gaga has been busy on a movie set in the studio. The singer has 2 new albums coming out in the next few months. First up, Harlequin will be released on September 27th and feature 13 songs. Harlequin is a soundtrack album for the upcoming movie Joker Folie et Deux. The Grammy and Oscar winner stars opposite Joaquin Phoenix in the movie, which opens October 4th. Meanwhile, the first single from the 7th studio album will debut next month. The Tony Awards for the 2024-2025 broadcast season will return to New York City's Radio City Music Hall in June. After being held at other venues for several years, the show is set for June 8th on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus for subscribers. Radio City Music Hall was a traditional venue for the Tony Awards up until recently. The ceremony was at the smaller Lincoln Center's David H. Koch Theater last year. The industry members were unhappy about the lack of seating and having less space. The Tonys the previous year were held at the United Palace Theater, which was a problem for the cast members due to the location. Up next, we will have your weather. Stay with us.
The Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Hello, I'm Michelle Stotch with your weather report for today. On Friday, we will have a real windy one with a high of 72 and a low of 64. On Saturday, we are looking at some rain. It's going to be a high of 69 and a low of 64. Hopefully that does not interfere with the homecomings. On Sunday, we will have a high of 71 and a low of 63 with a chance of rain as well. And on Monday, we will have a high of 75, a low of 62. Tuesday, a high of 69 and a low of 51, and Wednesday, a high of 70 degrees. Up next, your Lewis U Sports Update.
The rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
What are you looking for?
Hi, I'm Abby Varkalis with your Lewis U Sports Update. The Lewis University women's volleyball team split a pair of contests at Queens College this past weekend as the Flyers lost to Bentley 3-1 and then defeated Queens 3-1. The Flyers started the first match against Bentley 2 points down early, but ultimately won the first set with a kill from graduate Hannah Alvey. After losing the second and winning the third match, all eyes were on Lewis as Bentley tied the score in the fourth and began to pull ahead with runs larger than what Lewis was able to piece together. In their matches against Queens, the Flyers were able to take control of Queens' 6-3 lead with a series of kills that ultimately secured their 25-21 win in the first match. After a series of back and forths, the Flyers secured a 25-17 win in the fourth match with a kill from Alvey Lewis. We'll be back in action and begin GLVC play Friday, September 27th as the Flyers travel to Southwest Baptist starting at 6 p.m. Central Time. The Lewis University men's soccer team ended up tied 2-2 with Roosevelt University this past Sunday, September 22nd. The game began with the Flyers on the defensive side with 2 saves from senior Sebastian Doppelhofer. Lewis struck back with a goal in the 15-minute mark, and merely 3 minutes later, junior Godwin Asor scored for Lewis in the 18th minute, putting the game at 2-0. Roosevelt responded shortly after in the first half, scoring and putting the game at 2-1. In the beginning of the second half, Roosevelt was granted a penalty kick and scored once more to tie the game 2-2. Lewis will host William Jewell Friday, September 27th for Hispanic Heritage Night at Lewis Stadium starting at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Senior Charlie Worth has been named GLVC Men's Cross Country Runner of the Week by the Great Lakes Valley Conference. This title has been granted following his performance at the National Catholic Invite at Notre Dame last Friday, September 20th. During the National Catholic Invite hosted by University of Notre Dame, Worth led the men's cross-country team to a small school victory and third-place finish overall. Worth recorded a time of 24:44 in the 8K race, which won the individual title for small school runners, while finishing 24th overall out of 155 runners. The Lewis University women's golf team placed 6th this Tuesday, September 24th, at the Kansas City Cup at Paradise Point Golf Complex. Sophomore Sophia Lawyer secured 3rd place overall in the tournament, holding a score of 79, 72, 76 in the tournament. Under Lawler is junior Cassidy Versey, scoring 88, 82, 78. Lewis hosts the Flyers Fall Intercollegiate October 7th and 8th and Cog Hill Golf and Country Club. Stay tuned.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
That's it for today's news. Thank you for watching. And as a reminder, you can always keep up with Lewis University's television network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and by visiting our YouTube channel. I'm Brandon Najera.
And I'm Francesca Corso.
Have a great night.